Good evening, everyone. We will now begin the evening service of the Miroku Association headquarters, expressing our gratitude to God and Meishu-sama for blessings and protection received while participating in the construction of paradise on earth. Please stand for the Amatsu-Norito, the prayer of heaven, followed by the Miroku Prayer. Taka amahara ni kamuzumarimasu. Kamurogi kamuromi no mikoto mochite. Sume miyoya kamu izanagi no mikoto. Tsukushi no himuka no tachi hana no. Odo no ahagi hara ni. Misogi harai tamo toki ni narimaseru. Harai dono o kami tachi moro moro no magagoto tsumi kegare o. Harai tamae kiyome tamae tomao sukoto no yoshi o. Amatsu-kami kuni-tsu-kami yao-yorozu no kami tachi tomo ni. Ame no fuchi-koma no mimi furitatete kikoshi-mese to kashikomi kashikomi mo maosu. Miroku o mikami mamori tamae saki hai tamae. Miroku o mikami mamori tamae saki hai tamae. Oshie miyoya nushi no kami mamori tamae saki hai tamae. Oshie miyoya nushi no kami mamori tamae saki hai tamae. Kam nagara tamachi hai mase. Kam nagara tamachi hai mase. Great God of light, creator and giver of all life, in accordance with your divine will, the long age of night draws to an end. Your radiant divine light, shining ever more brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, a time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan and for the privilege of channeling and receiving Johrei. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified, as we live your truth given to us by Meishu-sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light, so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized, with health, peace, and prosperity, a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us. Radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your breakthrough. Please be seated for group Johrei. May God and Miroku bless you. Teaching this evening is entitled Honesty from Daily Inspirations, page 62. Honesty is a true treasure, far more priceless than any earthly treasure. I'm now spreading the divine teachings of God, so more and more people may be awakened to truth and become truly honest. In order to help others become more virtuous and honest, those who serve must first rid themselves of all insincerity. I have been honest since childhood. I could not tell a lie. When I was young and starting out in business, I was often told, an honest man like you will not be successful. You have to learn how to tell lies if you want to be successful in the business world. I too thought so then. For a short period of time, I tried to do my best to lie, but it was sad. I was so miserable that I couldn't stand it. My life became dark, and my days were all unpleasant. Being a merchant, lying should have been useful for me in business, but somehow it didn't help. Finally, I made up my mind to remain honest to the end. From then on, results were unexpectedly good. The business world trusted me, so I succeeded by leaps and bounds. Later, when I left the world of business to concentrate on my spiritual work, I remained true to my decision to live by the principle of honesty. Naturally, the results have been good. In the beginning, I was misunderstood, criticized, and harassed. Yet, despite all the ups and downs in my life, people's trust in me did not drop. I believe strongly, even now, that this was due to the merit of honesty. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining the evening service of the Miroku Association headquarters. This evening, I would like to share the faith experience of Habia Savangwana. She's from the Maputo, Mozambique area. Rabia Simoni is a Johrei member and gives service in religious assistance at the Johrei, Central Johrei Center. If the experience that she would like to share with us is related to the importance of practicing donations of gratitude. A few months after becoming a member, she reduced her commitment to dedications and only attended services on Wednesdays and Sundays. Little by little, she lost strength in carrying out our basic practices of faith. During this period, she returned to purify financially. In her food sales business, she had few customers, and consequently, there was a lot of food left over. Sometimes she had to go into debt to cover the damages. This situation got worse when Hero Hikari fell to the ground. She told her aunt, who asked her to go to talk to a missionary for a deep reflection. During the conversation, Habia talked about her difficulties and the purifications she was going through. The missionary listened attentively to her and asked her to go deeper into our basic practices of faith, especially in the practice of tithing and starting committed hours in the Johrei Center. Habia strived to comply with the guidance received. She returned to channeling Johrei, and her aunt called her to join in homes to give religious assistance. Initially, she made the donation correctly and did the committed hours on Thursdays. But she again had difficulties in donating 10% of her earnings. She had a family trip to South Africa, where Hero Hikari fell again, which made her reflect on her stance in our faith. She realized that when she made her donations correctly, she had the strength to dedicate and overcome the difficulties she was going through. and there were fewer financial losses in her business. She spoke again with the missionary, who explained to her the importance of materializing our feeling of sincere gratitude through donations. He asked her to make a special donation of apology and get back to the basic practice of faith. Rabia prepared a special donation, went back to participate in Johrei gatherings, where she was able to pray, and during the Johrei gatherings, she was assigned to read Meishu-sama's teachings. She gave her tithings correctly and went back to serve on Thursdays. Thanks to God and the Messiah Meishu-sama, she returned to channeling Johrei, and she's assisting 3 homes and their family members. Rabia gained full conviction in the importance of fulfilling the basic practices of our faith, especially the practice of expressing gratitude through monetary offerings. Her commitment is to go deeper and deeper into the basic practices of our faith and the salvation of others. Rabia is very grateful to God and Messiah Meishu-sama for everything she has received in her life. And still another experience I want to share with you. This one is from Elisa da Silva Lourenço. She's from the Rio das Ostras Johrei Center, Brazil. In 2017, Elisa started an intense purification with an autoimmune disease whose characteristic symptom was dryness of her eyes and mouth. Due to lack of tears, her eyes were constantly red and burning. Due also to the lack of saliva, sores opened in her mouth, and she only ate soft foods. She used many remedies, but the discomfort did not diminish. She had weakness, discouragement, and difficulty in carrying out her activities. She questioned Meishu-sama why she was going through that disease and what she had to learn from it. Deep down, she did not accept her purification and did not understand it as something that came for her growth and elevation. Finally, in January 2019, she decided to take a temporary break from her dedications. She believed that the extra time would do good for her. But exactly the opposite happened. Her sadness and emptiness were immense. After a few days, she got a call from her minister. He asked what was going on, as he was no longer seeing her at the Johrei Center, and called to offer Johrei, and that she talked to him the next day. After reporting her questions and doubts, he instructed her to receive 5 hours of Johrei once a week, and on the other days dedicate herself to channeling Johrei. Fulfilling the guidance, she dedicated in the church every day from 2 to 6 p.m. and increased the practice of Johrei at home. At the same time, she sought to express gratitude for the purification. In this way, little by little, her feelings were transformed. She no longer questioned why and simply accepted her purification and God's love and the possibility of growth and salvation for her ancestors. At the end of 2019, she had the opportunity to care for her son-in-law, who purified with pneumonia. She could be useful giving him Johrei, assisting him in doctor's consultations and exams, supporting him with his meals and whatever else was needed. With the practice of serving others, she ended up forgetting about her own purification. After her son-in-law's improvement, she realized that she no longer had the symptoms of her disease and understood that when we take care of others, we are blessed and protected. Although blood tests continue to indicate the existence of the disease, as it is autoimmune, she does not feel its effects. She currently performs all her activities and eats normally, always seeking to consume nature farming products. With this experience, she learned the importance of being grateful for purifications, as they are a natural process of eliminating spiritual clouds and toxins. At the same time, she understood that Johrei and dedications are ways to eliminate these spiritual clouds without suffering. Therefore, when we experience a problem, we must intensify serving God and the basic practices of our faith. Elisa is very grateful to God and Meishu-sama for the blessings and lessons she learned. Additionally, she reaffirms her commitment to further serve in this wonderful work of salvation. Thank you very much for listening to these experiences, for attending this evening service. I wish you a wonderful evening, wonderful week ahead of all of us. And with this concludes our evening service. Thank you very much.